Hello and welcome to another product spotlight. My name is John and today we're going to be looking at this EMD GP30 locomotive. This model comes from ScaleTrains. It's in their Rivet Counter series, and at the time of this recording they have these available on their website for $204.99 for the DCC Ready version and $314.99 for the DCC and Sound Equipped version. The model comes packed in a very sturdy cardboard box with plenty of foam padding around it, as well as this fancy clamshell case. And it also comes with a product manual that has all kinds of really good information, so you'll want to thumb through that when you have a chance. ScaleTrains has a really good variety of road names and road numbers available on their website, so your best bet probably is to go to the website and see if they have what you need for your collection. The paint and markings on this model are done really well. There's not a lot of softness in the separation lines. I noticed just a tiny bit up here in this grill. Speaking of grills, all the grills on this model are photo etched, separately applied parts. The model also has the silver trucks, which really makes the detail on them very obvious. Here's a look at the rear truck. You can see it has all kinds of really cool little additional detail that you don't always get on models like this. And you'll also notice, if you look, that the wheels are painted, so you don't have to worry about weathering those. You may want to weather the trucks, but the wheels are already done. And here's a look at the front truck and all of its great detail as well. We'll take a look at the detail in and around the front and pilot area now. Something you'll notice is that the windows open. That's because these windows can be positioned either opened or closed. Just have to be careful moving them. The model has a detailed cab interior. Comes with the sunshades. You can see the horn is up here over the engineer's seat. There are some very finely rendered thin windshield wiper details on this model as well. There are also separately applied grabs up here on the short hood, both on the top and on the front. Looks really good. The model also has photo etched stepwells with see-through steps that look especially nice. Then up here on the pilot area, you'll notice it has an uncoupling lever and a whole bunch of MU cable detail. In addition to that, it has this MU cable that's stuck on the front. Not all the GP30s in this line have that, so that's pretty cool. And the drop step actually can be positioned up or down. So that's pretty cool too. Here's a look at the fireman's side of the front. You'll notice there's a recessed brake ratchet here in the short hood along the side, and more MU detail and a trainline air hose up here. Lots to look at. Here's a look at the fireman's side of the model, and I'm going to tip it up so that you can see there's some undersill detail. Here we have the air reservoir with a whole bunch of little pipes and conduit and stuff hooked up to it and running underneath the model. The bell is up here. It's kind of hard to see because this is all black in shadows. I'm going to also show you close-ups of the trucks because they also have a lot of detail. The truck under the cab has an additional piece of detail on the back axle there. It looks like a speed recorder. And then the rear truck also has a whole lot of detail. Once again, having it be silver really makes it much easier to see. Here's a look at the detail on the rear of the model on the fireman's side. It has those same see-through steps that the front has, as well as all the separately applied grab irons and hose detail, uncoupling lever. There's an additional MU cable on the back here as well. And it has this operating drop step, just like the one on the front. And here's a look at the rear on the engineer's side. You can see there's a little separately applied grab here. Plated over number boards, plated over classification lights, more uncoupling lever, hose detail, MU cable. It's all there. Here's a look at the roof detail on this model, and there's a lot. We start back here with the separately applied curved grab that goes along the outside of the... And then the fan details are especially good. These are photo etched grills with fan details underneath. And these vary by prototype. The other ones that we've looked at already had a different look to this middle fan. And that's pretty cool. Something else to keep in mind here is that all of the rest of the detail here on top of the model, including the exhaust and all this antenna stuff here and this air conditioning unit, I believe that's what this is on the front, is all separately applied, as is the horn. All right, now it's time to run the model. This is the model in speed step 1. A little chunky. Here's speed step 2. 3. Pretty smooth on 4. Okay. Gonna turn the sound off now, and we'll listen to the mechanism. It's a very quiet model. I did tell it to stop making noise. I don't know why these decoders do this. They just keep making all the miscellaneous noise after you hit F8 again. But I think it's clear enough to hear that this mechanism is pretty darn quiet. And like I said, it gets pretty smooth at about speed step 4. It's very nice. The acceleration and deceleration also are very smooth. All right, now we're going to take a look at the lights on this model. The headlight comes on with the F0 key, and that's directional. And then you can turn on a whole bunch of other lights by pushing the F8 key. As you can see, we have the number boards that came on. We have some ground lights over here that came on. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a light back here in the out of focus area by the left side of the screen. That's a walkway light, and that'll be visible on the other side in a second when we look at the rear lights on this model. But if I pull the drop step down here, you'll be able to see that there's also a walkway light here on the front. Something else that's pretty cool is that if you want to toggle the number boards on and off, you can use the F14 key. And you can see how those come on and off. When I put the model in reverse, the rear headlight comes on. And I said I'd show you the walkway light. See on the fireman side, there's one here next to this step. Well, there's a step and a light on the engineer side just like this. And then, of course, on the rear, we also have the walkway light here next to the drop step. Well, this is one for those Santa Fe fans. It has a great paint scheme that I think everybody recognizes instantly. The light features and the running properties of this locomotive are outstanding. So great job, ScaleTrains. I'll see you next time.